Now, into the continuation of the State of the Entrepreneurship Report, while presenting the report, the Minister of Trade and Industry Cooperative reiterated the government's commitment when it comes to strengthening SMEs. Now, of course, he said that given the role of what the SMEs play in generating employment and enhancing GDP, it is imperative to understand the landscape profiles, critical barriers, and growth drivers. Now, particularly access to finance and the role of the private sector when it comes to supporting the MSMEs. But the key findings of this report were the NEA score of 57% reflects an ecosystem with both strengths and challenges. That is according to the reports. A score of 57%, that is according to the NEI score, reflects an ecosystem with both strengths and challenges. Now, the report highlighted the positive attitudes, that is about 88%, willingness to grow 79%, and human capital at 78% as strengths that indicate an ambitious and resilient entrepreneurial community. However, it also identified several barriers, and some of these barriers included business linkages, which scored only 24%, showing weak networks and collaboration. Technology adoption, which stood at 35%, pointing a digital divide, affecting about 53% of the MSMEs. And then business registration, that was at 39%, reflecting difficulties in formalizing enterprises, and also the demographic disparities persist. That is with women-owned businesses scoring 56%, that is compared to 59% for men, and youth entrepreneurs, that is about aged between 18 to 30, scoring 60%, that's struggling with formal registration. Now, the recommendations for the future outlook as a result of the report. Now, the report recommended targeted innovations to simplify business registration and also improve the digital literacy, enhancing what we call the financial accessibility, and also provide tailored support for women, youth, and persons with disabilities. Now, according to Dr. Margaret Kemigisha, that is the director of the IPOS Africa Center for Development Research and Evaluation, the NEI consists of 8 key components. That is human capital, formality, there is business linkages, technology, internal processes, they mention attitudes, willingness to grow, and financial sustainability. Now, the report reflects the resilience of Uganda's entrepreneurs and the opportunities to strengthen the ecosystem. Now, the collaborative approach that is behind this report unites the policymakers, talking about financial institutions and development partners to align efforts and foster sustainable growth. So we look that into. Now, still, there is a report that has just come in just right now. We see that the millers are set to share the proceeds from sugar byproducts with the farmers, of course, once the bill passes. Now, yesterday, the millers and farmers met at Parliament with the Deputy Speaker, that is Thomas Tayebwa, chairing the session. Now, the purpose of the meeting was actually to resolve the disputes between the two parties, that is regarding Sugar Amendment Bill 2023 provisions. Now, the meeting concluded that once the bill is passed into law, the millers will actually share the proceeds from the sale of sugar and its byproducts, such as molasses, manure, the spirits, the biogas with the farmers. Now, significantly, millers will deduct 45% of production costs and share the remaining 55%. That's what the report still says, with farmers who supply sugarcane. Now, Mr. Jim Kabeho, that is the chairperson of the Uganda Manufacturers Association, explained that with a 55% share is the minimum required by law. He explained that the 55% share is the minimum required by law, with the possibility of negotiating high amounts depending on the market conditions. Now, Julius Katarev, that is the chairman for the Greater Mukono Sugarcane Growers Cooperative Society, welcomed the resolution, highlighting that farmers have struggled with production costs for years. That is what he said. And of course, in response, the meeting resolved to grant the millers a 2-year period to begin implementing a 55% share. Now, this grace period acknowledges that new investments in byproduct generation, such as biogas, require adequate preparation and time. Okay, now away from that, Uganda's projected resource envelope for 2025 and 2026 has definitely been revealed. Now, the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development has unveiled the projected resource envelope for the 2025-2026 financial year, setting it at 57.4 trillion Ugandan shillings. Now, these remarks are notable. Marks a notable decrease. That is from 72 trillion allocated for the current year, that is 2024-2025. Now, the State Minister for Finance in charge for general duties, that is Henry Musasizi, explained that the decline in the resource envelope is largely due to the one-off expenditures, including the Bank of Uganda and other government strategic investments, which will not actually feature in the upcoming financial year. Now, this is what he had to say. He said that the resource envelope is also in line with the government's fiscal consolidation strategy of enhancing domestic revenue mobilization and ensuring efficiency in government expenditure. This is what the minister said. Now, his remarks come after the Budget Committee of Parliament requested clarification on the projected resource envelope for 2025-2026 and its fiscal implications. Now, Minister Musasizi, accompanied that is by other officials from the Ministry of Finance, appeared before the Budget Committee, that is to present the insights into the National Budget Framework paper for 2025 and 2026 to 2029 and 2030. And well, that is it for today's edition of Smart Means Business. Thanks for being a part of it all the way from 7 a.m. Later on, I was joined with Valda Kirabo as we had an extensive breakdown regarding the United States ban to fund African countries for 90 days. What does that mean? And all the way to this particular time as we winding up the show. Exactly 20 minutes to the top of the hour. This is Smart Means Business. Been Andrew Barije and wishing you a very wonderful morning. Till tomorrow, have a prosperous time.